In today's video, we're going to throw the standard V pattern a curveball. We're going to take the standard lines that we would draw for a V pattern and really make a curvy S kind of shape and see what happens. Come on in and check it out. Hey, Dyeverse Designs here, sending that positive energy to you. We're going to draw these S lines for our V pattern, and the top of each S is going to hopefully meet the next dot. They're 3 inches apart. So as you see, the top of each S pretty much meets the next dot that we're going to draw. I'm definitely going to tie these nice and tight. Now, because it's an S pattern on the lines, you're going to find that you have extra bits of material in between the segments. And what I actually do is I kind of squeeze each segment together to kind of scrunch it, kind of like you would for a scrunch type design. And that gives each segment a really cool kind of unique effect. So for my dies, again, sometimes I'm going to split segments, like I'm going to lay the die down where half of it is one color and half of a segment is another. Sometimes I'm actually going to lay the die right over a segment, crossing over it. And each of those different types of putting it down is going to give me an entirely different effect. The colors again are Kingfisher Blue, New Emerald Green, Chartruesse Palomino Gold, and Golden Brown. So now that we have some ice on it, we'll give it a couple hours. I'll flip it, do the other side if it needs it. Then we'll rinse it, wash it in Synthropol, dry it, iron it, and we'll see on the flip side for the reveal. So here we have it, our final product. In some ways I was a little disappointed, but overall it actually came out better than I expected. The reason I was disappointed is because I thought there would be a much more S looking curve to the lines, and I also thought the angle was going to turn out a little bit steeper. Like from bottom to top, I thought it was going to be like a lot steeper going up. So I'll have to adjust that on my next one. Obviously I'll have to be more drastic with the S parts of each half of the S curve, and I'll have to, increase my angle, actually decrease my angle I should say, to make it steeper. And the one on the left is obviously how it looks from the side. The one on the right is how it looks from the front. I'm going to give you a comparison now. On the left is obviously the one I just did in this video. The one on the right is one done with the straight V pattern. Art is very subjective, so there's going to be a lot of people who really prefer the design on the right only because of how all those little cylinders came out on it. That's not always the way a straight V pattern comes out, but as I said, you can kind of see how you can get some very different effects. And when we look again back at the original, one of the cool effects with this that you can't really get with a straight line V is that if you look at the one on the right, if you go down to like just above the knee, from there down, if you look at each one, the way they each kind of petal out, kind of like petals of a flower side by side, or darts, kind of in a half circle kind of thing. I really like that effect, especially like when you get like right below the knee, that greenish bluish area. I mean, that looks really kind of cool, ethereal there. All the blues came out very ethereal. So give it a shot. Let me know if you try something different than even an S, because I can't even imagine how many different kind of lines you could try this with. Please shoot me something to let me know it's out there, because I would love to see what you're doing with it. Have fun, diverse designs, aka living for the better good of all, and hoping you are too.